Imagine Westerville is a process for the community to define what they want Westerville to be like in the future, 5, 10, and 20 years. The Citizen Advisory Team, 22 members of the community who have volunteered 14 months of their life. They meet once a month, but believe me, they get homework. They are amazing.
From what I learned, the last time we had one in Westerville has been a little over 50 years ago. The council envisioned putting citizens of Westerville together to come up with a plan, an agreeable plan that will eventually go to the council for approval.
The focus from the planner's point of view is, of course, land use, transportation, mobility, how many people, how many jobs, and where it makes sense for the community to grow and where it really is important to preserve.
It is fulfilling to see that I am part of a group that has a say in what my children and possibly my grandchildren are going to be enjoying in the future.
Our volunteers have put in a couple of thousand hours over the last year and a half, and that's meaningful time spent debating, discussing, and engaging with the community.
These are volunteers that were appointed by council because they care about their community. What I really realized is how diverse the group is and how much they all share loving this community and wanting to turn out a good plan.
Say in a city the size of Columbus, where you've got 800,000 people, it's much more difficult to have your voice heard. Here in a city of 35,000 people, by volunteering for boards, for commissions, for groups like this, you really have your voice heard, and it really reflects immediately.
So there's a lot of things the community loves, like our neighborhoods and our parks, and there's a great desire to preserve them. While at the same time, there's definitely opportunities for change, but it has to be paced and appropriately scaled. And so we've identified 7 strategic locations for positive change in the community.
Well, the walkabouts are actually very interesting. We picked out several key areas and target areas for us to focus on. And we walked through all those, met with some developers, met with residents. A lot of the outreach was also meeting the community, was outstanding input. So we get their ideas and what they want, especially in particular their area of the city.
To be able to live in the community that you work in is important, so that you be able to really fulfill a family's needs right here within the local community. So you live here, you work here, you worship here.
This project would not have been possible without this Citizen Advisory Team. The intelligence and expertise around that table. We have people from academia, lawyers, business owners, people part of business development for our healthcare professionals in the community.
I often use part of the stories from this committee in my classes. Otterbein has a big commitment to community engagement. This was my way of sort of engaging myself as a volunteer, but it has a lot of applications in the class. It has some real value to me personally and professionally, so that's why I got involved.
I feel that every individual should recognize that they have a voice and that their voice matters. This is why I am doing this.
It's been a fantastic experience to do this with this group of people.